Cool. So let's get started then. Let's start with a brief introduction of who you are, what you do, etc., etc.
Gotcha. Okay, so my name is Kole, and I'm a production manager for a business that wholesales vegan food, keto food. We're one of the top brands in Los Angeles. Been doing it for about 6 years, and that's a whole story in and of itself because when I started working there, they were working out of their garage, like just in Glendale in Los Angeles. They had a little business selling stuff out of their garage.
Yeah.
And I came in and was like, I literally started washing produce and stuff there, and just like I talk about in my videos all the time, I just practiced discipline and did the best I could, and shit went from there. And that's like my job. That's where I'm making all my money, but I'm not my own boss, right? So that's why I'm starting to get into what I'm getting into now with trying to learn how to make money online. And my whole thing, like, I grew up in Texas. I had a very rough childhood. I was poor my whole life. Both of my parents were on drugs and shit their whole life. And so, like, most of my life has been spent with me having a very limiting mindset, right? All the shit Gary Vee's talking about, right? Like, all the stuff Gary Vee is talking about right now, which I think is the most important thing to be talking about with people that want to actually change their life, is limiting mindset. Like, what is it that's causing you to be insecure? Why aren't you putting shit on the internet? And that was like how I spent most of my life. And up until recently, everything clicked, and I finally just said, like, I gotta fucking do something and change this shit, and like try to figure out what I need to do in my life to be more happy and to start making something for myself. And that's why I got on TikTok, because Gary Vee was like, hey man, get on TikTok.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter.
Right now. Yeah, that's it. So, and it's crazy, man. I would have never thought that it actually is working, but so pretty much I'm like, I'm trying to do drop shipping right now. I'm just every single fucking day I'm learning and doing new things, putting hours in, like building a store right now, and frankly really fucking enjoying just the process of creating something, actually building something, trying to build a brand. And that's where I'm at right now, just doing that and still working at the business, still like trying to grow that business and everything, and just trying to figure out like what, my thing that I want to talk about, that I'm trying to figure out how the hell can I articulate this, is mindset, right? Like, your mindset. There's nothing more important than your mindset.
So
That's
you're more
important.
You're more interested in like the limiting beliefs aspect of life more so than actually drop shipping.
I think so, man. Yeah, 100%. Drop shipping is, it's really actually, it's so interesting because most people, like, and I'm sure you've experienced, most people think drop shipping is bullshit. They think it's a scam. They think like it's like drop. You can It's my cousin lost like $1,000 trying to do drop shipping. It's bullshit. It's a scam. Literally, that's just the limiting belief system that's a lot of people have surrounding drop shipping, and what all drop shipping is. Which I watched a video like Oberlo. Oberlo. They have their whole YouTube channel that's really taken off right now, and they made a really good video where she explains drop shipping. Like, drop shipping isn't saturated. People say drop shipping is saturated. Like, it's just a trend right now. Drop shipping has been around for a very long time because it's just a business model.
Yeah.
It's just an e-commerce. That's it. It's just a business model. It's impossible for it to be saturated. Drop shipping is just a way to ship products without having to hold inventory, which has been around and will always be around. That's it. And so it's the perfect. Drop shipping is like the perfect thing that I started getting into because I had a shit ton of limiting belief systems around it. Like, how do you do this? How do you get started? I've never sold anything online. Why the fuck would people buy stuff from my store when they can go to Amazon? Like, all those questions people ask when they get into it. And that's the work that I'm doing right now is really getting past that limiting belief system and like having those breakthrough moments where I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it. Okay, now I see. And literally, like, it all comes down to your mindset. All comes down to your willingness to just fucking do it.
Yeah. So,
just do it.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
27.
27. All right. And you said this is like a new thing for you? Like this whole limiting belief and everything?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's new. What's new is breaking through that and just figuring out that that's been my whole life, that's been what has held me back from ever doing things that I want to do, is the mindset, is my limiting beliefs that I've had with money. I have a daughter. I have a 4-year-old daughter that I had when I was young. Like, I'll get really fucking real with you if that's cool.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, like, I moved out here when I was 19 and really fucking stupid. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't really know what I wanted. I just wanted to get away from Texas and, like, get away from what I was going through back in Texas. Moved out here, didn't know what I was doing. Met someone, had a kid at a young age. Got really sucked into, pretty much I went down the path of thinking that my life is over because I have a kid and I'll never be able to do the shit that I want to do now. And then that literally for years really sent me down the path of, like, just getting those negative beliefs in my mind, like really thinking this is it. Like, I'm not going to be able to, like, do things I want to do. I'm not going to be able to start my own business. I have to stay working here to support my daughter, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And it's taken just the past year, I've finally woken up and realized none of that matters. Literally none of it matters. Your life is your life. You have to have courage to do the shit that you want to do. And, like, for people that have kids that have this, like, feeling that they're never going to be able to do what they want to do, my thing that I say is you're not a good father if you're not happy. That's the truth. If you're not happy and you're not setting an example, you're not a good father. And a lot of people get sucked into the trap of, well, I have to do this and I have to do this and this has to happen. And you're not a good father. You're not a good parent if you're not happy. There's nothing more important than happiness, right? Like, Gary Vee always talks about. And it's 100% true. It's the most important thing in life. Not only that, but if you really start pursuing the things that make you happy, that will make you fulfilled, you'll be able to provide for your fucking family more because, you'll start to become actually successful. It might take a lot longer or whatever, but that's really the way to go. This is the shit that is going through my mind that's causing me to, like, just start to do this shit. Just start to talk about it. I'm not a professional. I don't consider myself an entrepreneur even. I just am trying to do shit and change my life. And Gary Vee is a huge inspiration for me because he's the one that said, just start talking about your shit.
Right, yeah.
Put it up online. Document the journey, like what he's doing right now. He's documenting his journey to fucking buying the jets whenever that's going to happen, And so that's it. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to, the amount of shit that I've gone through that's helped me I've been depressed. I've been suicidal. Like, all the limiting mindset stuff and all that shit, it has changed so much this past year, and I just want to talk about that shit for anyone going through that kind of stuff. That's it. Like, that's all I'm trying to do.
Do you remember the exact moment where it all hit you?
Yeah. It pretty much was laying in bed, like, just, and so many people have these moments, but I was, like, laying in bed and feeling super depressed, very unmotivated, super, like ready to just kind of give it all up and call it quits, move back to Texas, and just kind of, like, just give it all up and say, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, I can't keep going through this shit. I can't, like, I hated the job that I have for the longest. I was miserable, like, hated that job for the longest time. Absolutely felt trapped and felt like I'm never going to break out of this. And I just had that moment laying in bed completely depressed. And I guess the real deep truth is that what hit me wasn't even, you need to take action, you need to have courage. What hit me was that you're not happy simply because you're not choosing to be happy. Happiness has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money or success or starting a business or being an entrepreneur or being successful or doing dropshipping. Happiness is a fucking choice that you can make every morning you wake up. And that hit me in that moment. And I said, fuck it. Like, I have no reason not to do everything that I can do to try to be happy no matter what the fuck I'm going through. And it changed my life. Like, it really changed everything for me when that really hit me. And all you have to do, like, for me, all I had to do is think about, I've had days at work where I felt happy and I felt fulfilled and I felt like I was on the right path, but nothing was different. So it's just my fucking mindset. It's just your mindset. That's it.
Yeah, and what steps or what has really helped you in your guidance for all of this process? Because it's not really something you can do on your own. You know what I mean? Like, are you reading books? Are you listening to podcasts? Like, who are you listening to? What is, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It's very true. I listen to, like, I'm never not listening to a podcast or YouTube video when I'm not working. Like, when I wake up, I have my morning routine, and then immediately YouTube video goes up, podcast goes up. When I'm at work, I'm doing my thing. When I'm on my drive home, podcast, YouTube video. I'm just listening to positive content. I'm listening to people like Gary Vee. I'm listening to all the entrepreneurs out there talking about this stuff. I'm listening to people like Jordan Peterson. I don't know if you've heard about him, but I'm listening to, like, Jordan Peterson. I'm listening to David Goggins, Jocko Willing, Gary Vee. Like, I'm just listening to positive content of people that have the mindset that I want to have. Not even success. It's not even about the success that they've achieved. It's about their fucking mindset they have. That's it. That's all that matters is your mindset. Like, you want to make money online. You want to be a successful entrepreneur. You want to start a business, but you've never fucking done it. It's just about your mindset. Like, you have to have the willingness to do shit that you've never done and fail a million fucking times until something happens. And most people just don't have that type of, like, they're afraid. They're just afraid of failing.
Have you ever, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it, man. That's all I was going to say is, like, most people think, well, listen, I dropped out of college. I went to college for a year, right? I graduated high school, had shitty grades, went to college for a year, and fucking hated it, dropped out, couch surfed, kind of, like, lived with friends and shit for a while, and then moved out here to Los Angeles, and, you know, all that shit, not going to college, not getting a degree, dropping out, all that shit made me think, like, I'm not capable of, like, doing anything.
You use it as something against you. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. You just use it as a reason to use it as a reason to justify your fear of doing the shit that you want to do in your life. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's why mindset is the most important thing, you know. And for anyone, like, any people listening or whatever, that's good advice. Like you said, listen to people that have the type of mindset and have the type of positivity and optimism that you want, because it's a practice. It doesn't happen overnight. Like, it's a practice having the mindset and trying to be positive. Like, it's a daily practice, a daily reminder. You got to get into good routines. You need to write. You need to, like, journal, all that shit. But just try to surround yourself with people that are positive. Or, like, here's the thing that I think, this is an interesting thing, because Gary Vee talked about that. Like, surround yourself with people that are positive. And it's true. Like, if you're around people that want you to fail, that's not a good spot to be in. And so try to, like, surround yourself with people that are positive. But there are a lot of people that can't do that. There are people that have jobs that they can't just quit. They have their bills to pay. So they have to be there at least right now. And the people that they work with might be really fucking negative people. So listen to content that is positive, you know? Like, listen to content that is positive. And then also, I would say what I've done is, why don't you be the fucking positive person at your job?
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Be the change you want to see. Yeah.
Exactly. Why don't you choose to, like, it's happened to me, firsthand experience. I used to go into work, like, if in a management position, it's very, very easy to fall into the trap of feeling like managers have it hard because everyone blames you for everything, right? Like, as a manager, nobody likes the manager if you're doing shit the wrong way. If you're not being a good leader and you're not uplifting the people around you, everyone blames the manager. No one likes the manager. And that's the position I was in. I was not a good manager, not a good leader. I used to always feel like everyone around me was negative at work. And then when all this shit started clicking for me, I said, you know, fuck this. I am going to go into work and just try to lift everyone up around me every fucking day. And it changed everything at work. Now I actually really love work. It's crazy.
It's all your mindset. Yeah, your perspective on everything.
It's all your mindset, man. That's it. It's the key. Like, that's a simple answer. Like, for people listening, it's like, we could end this podcast now and just say, it's your fucking mindset. That's it. Listen to people that have that mindset. That's it. That's life. I mean, all of life is in your mind. That's it. Everything that you experience and everything you have experienced, everything you will experience, it's all happening in your fucking mind. It's just your mindset.
Do you listen to Tony Robbins ever?
Hell yeah.
There you go. Okay, good.
Of course I do.
I was just a little worried because you hadn't mentioned him yet, and I was like, whoa, I don't know about this.
No, Tony Robbins is a lot of people like to think he's some like hippy dippy or guru, like bullshit cliche self motivation guy, but those people are looking for excuses. Mm-hmm. They're looking for excuses to not be fucking positive. Tony Robbins is the fucking greatest of all time with mindset and you being the person responsible for the change, because you got to change your mindset. So that's it. Like that's the work, and that's the work. Like you got to figure out your mindset. You got to figure out how to have that mindset. You got to figure out how to be optimistic all the time and positive all the time, but you're not going to be all the time. Like no one's perfect, but you got to have that mindset. Like even when you're having one of those bad days, you have to like figure out how to have some type of optimistic routine that you can get your mindset in to get you through that day, and then get started again the next day. That's it.
It's like you said, it's consistency. Once you make it a habit, it just becomes progressively easier and easier to get yourself out of that negative mindset.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man.
All right, so tell me a little bit about this dropshipping business. How far are you into it?
So, when I first heard about it, I spent a lot of time dwelling and not doing, because I was like, this is like, how is this legit? Like, there's too many people saying like, make $60,000 in 1 week, or I made $60,000 in 24 hours, and saying all that shit. And so I, of course, because of my limiting belief systems, I was like, this is either bullshit or I'm just not capable. Like, I'm just not smart enough. I just, I can't do it. So, but one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a course, and I'm just going to start fucking learning it. And so I got a course, started doing the course, which opens up, like, it really starts to open up little things. Like, when you get down into the nitty-gritty of someone that's done it before, who's taking the time to, like, explain it in detail, that starts to help your mindset. Like what we're talking about, it's all mindset. And so I just started doing that, and I made a store, and I, like, was documenting on TikTok, and I put that store up, and I had a few sales, but I realized that this store is not the way that I want this to go. Like, it's not working the right way. I wasn't doing the ads the right way, and it also wasn't a niche that I felt like I wasn't having fun. You know what I mean? Doing it the right way. And you got to have fun with it. Like, you have to figure out, like, if you want to do drop shipping, you have to if you want to do drop shipping, you'll fail if you're in it just for money. Like, you're gonna fail. If you're in it just to, like, try to make a quick buck, you're gonna fail, because it's not easy, and you're not gonna make a quick buck. It's hard. You have to work your ass off. You have to do research. And so I was like, if I want to do this the right way and, like, really build this the right way, I need to find, like, something that I actually enjoy doing, and I need to do it for the building, like, the creating of the brand. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just, like, reworking the whole store that I was working on. Like, currently, just every day importing products. I'm kind of doing, like, a general store, but that's particular to a niche. Like, I'm sure if you're looked into drop shipping stuff, there's kind of two approaches. You can do a one product store where you have, like, one product that you build a brand around, and you try to sell it to people that will be very interested in that, like, one product, that one niche, and you build up a brand around it. You build the trust around it. You do the research you need to do to really build it up and provide the value, right? Like, you're providing the value of making it very convenient to buy this product, providing all the information that people need, making it easy to get. And that's one approach. Or the approach that I'm taking now, I want to do a one product store, and I have some ideas, but I'm just building a general store with products that are in, like, a certain niche, and I'm putting products in every day, trying to find really good products, importing them, building up the descriptions, doing the research. Like, there's so many details in dropshipping. It's crazy. There's an infinite amount of information out there. So I'm just, like, really trying to build a good store and figure out, like, what actually works. Like, what is it that gets people to buy? What's the funnel that they go through? And why do people click off? Like, what kind of marketing do I want to do? Because a lot of dropshippers just do, like, marketing that I don't think is fun. Like, they just do a picture or a couple pictures, and they do their Facebook ads. And I'm like, I want to do something fun and unique with it. It's like, what's something I can do marketing wise? Like, so I decided I'm not even going to do Facebook ads in the beginning. I'm just going to get on, like, social media and just try to, like, actually engage with people through comments and stuff. I heard someone talking about this in a YouTube video that they don't even do Facebook ads for, like, weeks at a time sometimes. Then they just do all social media engagement. They'll comment 100 times in a day on other or other Instagram theme pages in the same niche, and just interact with customers and like get some feedback and get some people going to the store. And if you get like 3 or 4 sales in a day just from like commenting 100 times, you probably know you have a pretty good store, you have a pretty good product. Now go do Facebook ads, you know? So that's kind of the approach. That's the approach I'm going to take with this store right now, is like build up the store, get some really good products on it, continue to do the research, and just try to not spend any fucking money on marketing, and just do it through social media. See what happens, you know? Just do it. It's so fun. Like, that's the thing. If you're not having fun doing this shit, you're failing.
Yeah, good for you.
You're already losing. You know what I mean?
How long have you been doing it?
Like I think just under a month. When
Okay.
I started my TikTok is really when I started doing it. So I've had my TikTok just over a month now. So just about a month. So yeah, it's been it's been cool. And I'm getting people saying, "Are you profitable? Are you making money in it?" And I'm like, "Dude, yeah." You think in a month I'm gonna just start to like be profitable? It's the same mindset. Like $60,000 in a month. It's like the people that are like putting up videos $60,000 in a month. They've been doing it for like a year. They probably failed a million fucking times. You know, like it takes a certain level of trial and error. It's like anything in life. Dropshipping is a legit business, and you can listen and research all you want. But at some point, you're just going to have to do it and try it yourself and fail. So I know for a fact that when I launch this store here, really, I'm setting my goal like next week, put the store up and start the social media engagement, that when I do it, I'm going to fucking fail. Like, there's going to be shit that I did really wrong.
Right.
I'm not going to get sales probably for like however long. Sorry about that. So I understand that, you know what I mean? I'm not in it for the money. I'm making money with my day job. Like, I'm fine. I'm living. I'm paying my bills, and that's all fine. So I'm doing it for the process of creating something and like really enjoying that process. Of course, I want to be my own boss and make money and be able to do it where I can make it my full-time income, but I'm not going to rush into it, because that's what I got into initially, was rushing into it and make like I made it everything that I wanted, and you're just going to be let down when you do that. You know, if you're in it just for the money, you're going to be let down. You know, you're going to be let down. So you need to figure out like if you want to get into dropshipping, what do you enjoy in your personal life? And this is just my opinion. There are people that'll tell you otherwise, and there are people that'll say you don't have to like what you're doing. If you like selling shit, then you're good. Like, right. You don't have to you don't have to make a store with anything that you care about if you enjoy just selling shit to people. You know, like Gary Vee talks about, he's an entrepreneur not because he wanted to do it to make money, but because he literally is passionate about the process, you know? And I'm similar in that way, but I think more than that, I enjoy like creating shit. Like, it's why I have like 3 different Instagram pages that I'm trying to grow right now, because I just enjoy like creating shit, putting valuable content out there. That's what I enjoy more than anything. But I do want to make money online. I want to figure this shit out, because like, here's what I tell myself: Kole, if you can figure this shit out, if you can do it with the negative fucking mindset you've had for so long, if you can do it with like not going to school, dropping out, then you will be able to help people in the same fucking situation. Like, you'll be able to help people figure this shit out, so you can talk about it and actually help other people do it too. So that's like one of the biggest motivations. So it's why I started the TikTok, because Gary Vee just saying like, the only reason you're not putting shit up on social media is because you're insecure. And I was like, he's right. Like, I got to do it. Like, just fucking do it. And then also because I know that there are people watching. Like, I get like at least like even just one fucking comment that I get, it's enough for me. Which is, there are people watching saying like, it's motivating seeing you do this shit and not being afraid to talk about like your failures and the shit that you're doing wrong. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it as like, my TikTok is like a journal for myself too. I'll be able to look back on it, you know, and say like, damn, like, what the hell was I doing back then, or what was I thinking back then? And so it's fun, man. Like, it's really fun. So I started the vlog, like, and the vlogs aren't nearly as popular as the other stuff I was doing, but I don't fucking care, because I really love doing the vlog. Casey Neistat is one of my biggest inspirations, man. Like, I love that shit, and I'm really enjoying doing that. So anyway.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk a little bit about your TikTok then. How many followers are you at right now? Do you know?
I think it just hit 10K, I think yesterday, so
wow.
It's like 10.1K.
Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you, man. It's crazy. I would have never thought. But also, like, TikTok is in a year, this won't be able to happen, right? In a
Right.
couple years, the organic reach is going to go down. So we're lucky that we got into this shit now. You know, it's so awesome. Because who knows what TikTok is going to look like in a couple years?
Yeah.
Like, who knows what's going to happen with sponsorships that are going to be happening and advertisements and all that shit. Like, TikTok very easily in the next, like, 2-3 years could turn into, like, what Instagram is doing, where you're a true influencer and you're getting paid sponsorships to put up content and everything. So it's, like, really lucky that we're getting into this now. And it's why I always say it's something that I want to talk about more, but I've said a little bit, but every fucking human being on this planet should be putting shit up on the internet and should be talking about their life, because everyone has some type of value they can provide. Everyone. There's not a single person that doesn't have something very valuable they can provide to other people. It's just simply because everyone is unique in their own way. You know, we're all different. So
everyone has a different take on life. Yeah.
Exactly. So everyone should be doing it. That's why, like, people need to get on TikTok right now, because who knows what it's going to look like in a couple years. And now is the time to like Gary Vee says, like, I'm stealing his words right out of his mouth, and now is the time to do it, because you'll get that organic reach if you're just being consistent and putting shit up and trying to be valuable. And so that's what I'm trying to do with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are you on any other platforms, like, or I know you're on Instagram, obviously, but are you diversifying?
No, I'm not, which is the issue. I need to start just putting shit up everywhere.
Yeah, you listen to Gary Vee, so I'm a little disappointed on that one.
I know. I really need to get on it. I need to start. And I'm going to. I want to get on. I want to do, like, all the normal. I have an Instagram page that I started, like, quite a while ago, like maybe even a year ago, which I started a podcast that was kind of more of a philosophical, motivational type podcast. And I started growing that one, and so I have a YouTube channel for that. I have an Instagram for that's growing. It's, you know, I'm still working, like, I'm still putting shit up on it, but I have a YouTube channel for that, Instagram for that. But I do want to move toward, like, what I'm doing on TikTok. I just want to keep figuring out, like, well, what is, because Gary Vee, like, it's true. I don't want to just put up the videos that I'm putting up on TikTok and Instagram, because every platform is different.
It's different,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I need to figure out, like, well, how can I kind of do the same thing I'm doing on TikTok on Instagram? I need to make a YouTube. I want to make a YouTube channel. I'm going to soon. I fucking love YouTube. It's an amazing platform. I don't know if I should do a podcast, right?
That's what I'm starting with. I have no idea really what I'm gonna do, like, with my YouTube necessarily, but I knew that I wanted to start a podcast, so I was like, well, let me just kind of kill two birds with one stone and just kind of set that up real quick.
Your Instagram is looking awesome. Like, what you're doing on there is looking good. Your TikTok is awesome. Your YouTube. Are you just putting up your podcast on YouTube right now?
For right now, yeah, it's just podcast episodes. But I'm brainstorming. I'm in the process of brainstorming ideas that I kind of want to integrate into my YouTube channel.
Yeah. See, that's the way to go. I don't know. Podcast is awesome, and what Gary Vee says, like, do a podcast and then take clips from that podcast and just put up clips, put those clips up everywhere, and that's a really good route to go. But I'm trying to figure out, like, what do I like doing, you know, because I don't want to start, like, that's what happened with the last like, being really, really honest with that last podcast I did, which, you know, it was getting, like, I think it has like a few thousand downloads on iTunes and shit. Like, it was kind of starting to, like, grow a little bit, but I wasn't enjoying it, you know.
Okay.
Like, I started losing the enjoyment for it. And so I really want to make sure that whatever it is that I try to do, like, I'm actually going to enjoy it. And I really love TikTok. I really love vlogging. I realize, like, I love just, because I've always been into, like, filmmaking, and I actually wrote screenplays when I first moved out here to Los Angeles, and, like, I love that aspect of things. So I'm really liking the vlog, so I'm thinking about maybe doing a vlog on YouTube, just kind of doing the same thing, but making it a little bit better, making it longer, and still talking about the same shit I'm talking about on TikTok, but doing it with the YouTube format, you know? Podcast is a good way to go too, though. You get so much content out of a podcast. You know, you can clip it up into. You can have, like, 5 clips that you can post for the rest of the week just from one podcast or whatever. I'm same thing. You know, I'm brainstorming, trying to figure it out. I'm like, my day job takes up a ton of my time, so I'm trying to figure out where my time is, what makes the most sense that I can be efficient with my time right now. And then more importantly, I think I'm enjoying I think doing the vlogs, like the TikTok is the most enjoyment. And it's so easy. Like, that's the thing about TikTok.
Right, you just literally hold your phone up to your face and just talk.
That's it, man. Like, you don't have to like go into Premiere and do all this editing and shit with it. You know, you just point your freaking phone at your face and talk. And so I love that about TikTok right now. But I'm really spending a lot of my time on the drop shipping, you know, just doing the drop shipping, and I'm really enjoying it and liking it. So I got to figure out, like, at least in the beginning right now, what's the most efficient? Like, what can I do that's efficient? Like, what should I do a podcast? Because like, this is such a good thing you're doing. Like, you're going to have this 30 minutes or whatever, and you have content. You can clip it out if you want. You can just put it up on YouTube. You got your video on YouTube now. Clip that up. Put some stuff on Instagram if you want. Like, it's a really efficient way to go. So I'm brainstorming too. Same thing, in the same boat.
You should look into, just because you're talking a lot about like your time restrictions, you should look into outsourcing some parts of your drop shipping model. That is the most, especially when you're getting started, that is the biggest like one up you can get, is finding someone who's gonna work for you for, because this is what I did, right? So I did drop shipping on eBay. I don't do Shopify. I don't do anything like that. So because with like eBay and Amazon, the traffic is organic, so you don't have to run ads, you don't have to build anything. Like, there's no social media involved. But within the first month that I started, I hired 2 VAs to literally do like all the time consuming part, which was like the actual listing part of it. And so my only job was researching the products that I was going to do, put it on a sheet, and tell my VAs, look, you guys spend the half an hour copying and pasting the descriptions and optimizing the titles and all this. That is what you should really look into doing that, because that speeds up your process an infinite amount.
Yeah, you're right. Like, 100%. That's what a lot of dropshippers say. Like, that's where you're gonna actually be able to become like efficient with it. Is when you figure out how to outsource stuff. So 100%. It's good advice. I definitely need to start looking into. The issue that I'm running into is I actually really enjoy like writing the product descriptions and like doing all that shit. So I need to figure out, like, I haven't quite hit the point yet where I'm getting a ton of sales and having to do the fulfillments and stuff. But I'm sure that that's going to be a place where I can outsource. And everyone has their different advice. Like, it depends too on if you're using AliExpress or are you trying to go through Alibaba, where you're doing it like a one product store and you're just actually, and then eventually, if you're doing things the right way and you're consistent with it, you can turn your drop shipping store into a fulfillment service where you're buying 1,000 products, putting it in a warehouse in America, doing that. I'm nowhere near that, but you're right. I need to start, like, in general, I need to just figure out how to like be more efficient with my time and outsource shit. Like, what do I need to outsource?
Yeah, you got to figure out how to be in multiple places at once. That is the key.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. You're right. What advice do you have with? I'm curious because I'm doing the drop shipping just like with AliExpress right now and Shopify and everything. But what advice would you have if I wanted to look into like doing stuff on eBay or Amazon? Because I've looked into the FBA and all that stuff, but there's so many conflicting opinions on that. Like, there's so many conflicting ideas out there right now about eBay, Amazon, like that whole route. Okay. So I'm like, I'm going to stick with Shopify for now. But,
right. All right. So this is kind of how it happened for me. So my day job right now is a personal trainer. And if you look up on Instagram, a guy named T-Rod, literally the letter T and then Rod, he actually came to my gym. He used to go to the gym a lot. He used to live where I live. And every day, this man would pull up in his Rolls Royce. This man would pull up in a Mercedes and a Porsche. Like, it felt like every day it was a different car. And he always just had money. Like, you could just tell, like, the way he dressed, the way he acted. And so he would be working out, and he had another guy that would work out with him, who I quickly put together that he was mentoring. And so I was like, I wonder what the fuck this guy's doing for a living, because he has all this time and he has all this fucking money. What the fuck is he doing that I'm not? And so what I would do is, anytime that they were working out, I would bring my clients, while we were in our session, I would bring them right next to them. And I would just be eavesdropping in their conversation. Like, I would literally be listening to what the hell they were talking about. And I kept hearing the word drop shipping being like spoken time and time again. So I was like, all right, so let me look this guy up on Instagram. Followed him. I just kind of consumed content, you know. And so then I did my own research into drop shipping. What the fuck is drop shipping? Figured out what that was. And then I saw that he was doing it on Amazon. And the problem with Amazon, well, the problem for me at that moment was that Amazon pays out every 2 weeks. So you have to have the capital to fulfill the orders beforehand, if that makes sense. So like if you have $4,000 in sales, you have to have $4,000 on hand that you're willing to put into this business. And at the time, I just didn't have the money. And so I was looking at other drop shipping models, and I saw the Shopify, obviously. But with that one, and this was almost like a limiting belief, but I'm kind of glad it happened to me, was that you have to run your ads, and there's no organic traffic. And that's kind of what I liked about Amazon, was that Amazon is already a place where people are going to find you. And so I was like, okay, so Shopify, no traffic. Amazon, you have to have stupid amounts of money to get started. And so then that's when I fell into eBay. And eBay is real good because eBay is they hold.
All right, tell me, what were you saying at eBay?
Yeah, so the good thing about eBay is it's instant. So you don't have to really put any money up front. So what eBay does is when you get the sale, your very first sale, you have to put the money up front, obviously, because you don't have any other place where the money's coming from. So what eBay does is it connects to your PayPal account, and when you make the sale, it locks that money in. So say you sold something worth $100, right? You're buying it for $50. So it locks that $100 in. So you have to put up the $50 for the first item. eBay only locks that money until the tracking number shows that it's been delivered. As soon as the tracking number shows that it's been delivered to the customer, eBay releases the money. So that takes 1, maybe 2 days. So when you're first getting started, you can start small with like a $50 item. If you have $100 to spare, you're not going to be making a lot of sales to begin with. So you can afford to put $100 in, knowing that in 2 days you're going to have access to $200. Once you have that $200 released to you, then it's just so easy to scale from there, because it just becomes, you know what I mean? It just kind of snowballs from there.
Yeah.
So that's what really attracted me into eBay.
Yeah.
As far as like conflicting opinions, I know a lot of people are talking right now that eBay is not profitable and this and that. I'm here to tell you that 100% eBay is definitely very profitable if you're willing to put the work in. If you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme and you're going to make $20,000 in 2 weeks, eBay's not profitable. But if you're looking for a long-term business, eBay is very profitable.
Yeah, I need to look. I'm gonna look into eBay too. That's what I heard about Amazon. Like a lot of people, you gotta be able. And also, if you're doing FBA, right? Like someone was, I forgot who I listened to that was talking about it, but someone that has done a lot of success on it said you need like at least $1,500 at least, like minimum, if you want to start on Amazon, and that's depending on like the product you're buying.
Right. Yeah.
And if you're gonna do FBA, if you're gonna get it from China, put it in a warehouse in America, and do all that stuff, then that's good though, man. I really need to look into eBay. That's one reason I really am not going to start with like paying for ads and stuff on Facebook, at least right when I start, is to not have to worry about that and test. And like that's a way to test the products and to do it. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the engagement aspect of it too. So if something kind of catches on and I start getting some sales here and there with it, then look into Facebook ads. But that's a question that I have too. With everyone says something different, and for some reason people aren't like getting into the detail with it, talking about it. Or maybe I just haven't found the right person to talk about it with Shopify. But what's like the window with Shopify when someone buys your stuff? When do you get that money? How long does it get held? If you're using PayPal, if you're like, if you're using PayPal, a lot of people say there's a lot of trouble that can come with PayPal. Like you could get shut down, or if you start scaling and it starts happening really fast, then they'll shut down your PayPal. It's happened to people. I'm not there, won't be there for a while, but I'm curious about that same thing, like with Shopify. Even if I'm just doing like very small 2-3 sales a day, like what's the window at that? If it's going through PayPal, does that get held? Do I go buy the products when I like use Oberlo to import products or to fulfill orders? Is that still just coming out of my bank account? Like, when is all that going to happen? Like, what's going to be the lag until you actually start to get money? You know, like, I'm curious about it because it's really, there's so many conflicting people talking about this stuff. That's why, like, that's where the mindset comes in, because if you dwell too much on this shit, you'll never do it. And I was, for a while, I was like researching all this kind of stuff and looking, and I'm like, I'm just gonna worry about it when I get there.
I'm just gonna
worry about it when I get there. Like, whatever happens, happens. Like, I have some money, I have money to spare, so like whatever happens, happens. I know that if you're starting to get some sales, you're good. Like, it'll just take time. You'll start to have to figure shit out. But
it's slow.
If it's happening, it's happening. You know, so. That's where I'm at with it. I'm just enjoying the building. Like, I'm having so much fun just building up the store and like putting products on it right now. And I need to set a timeline, because I'll fucking do it forever if I don't like set a date where I'm gonna actually start to try to sell stuff. So, you know, but more than any of this stuff, like, or more than any of the entrepreneur or any of this stuff, I really enjoy the self-help stuff. Like, I really do, because that's
your
what
passion.
That's what has helped me the most with everything that I'm doing in my life. You know, it's really helped change my life so much. So I'm figuring that out. Like, how the hell should I talk about this shit? What am I going to talk about? Like, what content do I need to put up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you're doing something right, Mr. 10K followers on TikTok. So
thank you, man.
Just keep doing what you're
doing.
I really
appreciate it.
Yeah, like you said, you listen to your own advice. It takes time, but you'll get there. You'll get there. We'll all get there.
For sure, man. For sure. In it for the long run.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for taking time out of your day to do this with me. I appreciate it a lot.
We gotta stay in touch.
It was awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Let's keep this relationship going.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Whenever you start your podcast and all that stuff, let me know, and I'll be the first one to subscribe and all that too. So you just let me know, man.
You'll be the first interview.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Have a good day, man.
All right, dude. Take it easy.
You too, man. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.